Hey there. Well, I thought I would just get on here and try to do a quick video, just talk about a few things. I've been busy doing a lot of stuff, trying to just stay caught up on work, whatever. Anyway, I always find interpersonal relationships or conversations, like very interesting sometimes. Conversations that I have, especially when it's like repeated conversations of like the same thing. Like when I start having like the same kind of conversation or the same type of thing that's being repeated to me, it makes me realize or think to myself that I must be putting out a certain type of energy or something. I don't know. But anyway, so I have heard several times on several occasions by several, but I did hear it again recently, that I might be maybe hard to entertain. Or let me put it like this. This person said that he didn't know if he could entertain me, if he could keep me. Like, I don't know. I've talked about this before. And I have talked with many a women for many a years about this subject, about being kept. And I don't mean being kept financially. I mean like how to keep a man, right? Or how to keep a woman or whatever, right? And, the answer to that, the real answer to that is, you can only keep somebody who wants to be kept. Who wants to be kept. Okay? So, number one, if you're trying to keep somebody and you're trying too hard, that person don't want to be kept by you. They might want to be kept, but not by you. If you have to try real hard to, keep somebody from leaving, you're going to know, because you're going to have to, do all kinds of stuff to trick that person, to trap that person, to track them down, to keep their attention, whatever. You might feel like you're always trying to do something to catch their eye or whatever, or like they do on Instagram. Like you see all these little commercial things on Instagram talking about, purchase a love spell for the person who you can't get or something like that. I hope people don't waste no money on that. Because, honey, if you have to do a love spell on somebody to make them stay next to you, that would be a crying shame. That would be a shame. Not only would it be a waste of money, but would be a waste of energy. Okay? And clearly nothing you're saying or spelling, nothing you're doing is casting a spell. Like, nothing you're doing is enough that you have to go pay an outside source to cast on somebody. Okay, that's crazy. That's ludicrous to me. That's ludicrous. Okay, you got the wrong person. When two people have chemistry and they have real chemistry, and they get a chance to spend time together, they get a chance to know each other, whatever, they've known each other for a while, they see what each other is about, right? You won't be able to stop the love. You can't force the love and you can't stop the love. If love is there, if it's real, it doesn't go nowhere. It just becomes what it is. And a person is naturally entertained. They're just entertained naturally by that other person's being, by that other person's energy, just their presence. So let me put it to you like this. For example, when my mother and father, they were very much in love. They definitely were soulmates. I mean, they definitely expressed that. Okay, when my dad got sick, and even when he was laid up in the hospital or whatnot, what do you think keeps a person next to somebody 24/7 in the hospital? That's just love. That's love and chemistry. Like, It's just that person's presence, right? I mean, because when you really don't care, or you haven't built up that kind of relationship or whatever, you won't do that kind of thing. Like, you only get that type of like deep love bond situation with somebody you naturally have real chemistry with. And when you have chemistry with somebody, you two can literally sit in the garbage can, in the dumpster, in the street, on a back alley or whatever, and entertain each other for hours and hours and hours and hours. You know, what do you say? Hours and, no, that's later. No, hours and hours. That's sign language. Hours and hours, okay? Something like that. Hours and hours, okay? If the chemistry is real, if the chemistry is there, it's just there. It's just there. I'm gonna keep, like, that is just what it is. You can't, like, you can't fake it, you can't force it. But also, too, like, actually, I'm a very simple person in a relationship. It doesn't take a lot for me to maintain, for me to be entertained. Entertained. Okay. My friends used to make fun of me. I mean, it was so bad. My friends used to actually make fun of me that I just, you know, laugh at the simplest things, or I cared, like, the, you know, the type of man or whatever that I always fell for, or whatever, like muscles, basically. You know, like muscles and like very simple, I don't know. My late husband, he would do his weights every night or his push-ups or whatever, and I was like, I mean, I don't know, I was like super excited, like, yeah, you know, like, that kept me entertained for hours and hours and hours. He died in the gym, like, seriously. I have always been known to, you know, okay, I'm gonna give an example. My friend, her neighbors were having, I was at her house, and her neighbors were getting their roof redone. The roof was getting redone, and it was a big crew, and they were doing it all in one day. So they were like redoing this whole entire roof in one day, and it was like a big crew, and it was like they came early, and it was real fast, and you know, they were like half Mexican and half, you know, some black folk, white folk. I don't know, there's a few other people too, but anyway, I was like, when I saw them working, and I saw how hard they were working, and you know, they were pulling up some stuff like real fast on the side of the house on the second level. You know, they were doing all this stuff, and they were, I don't know, they were just moving and shaking, and I don't know, I was like, let me pop some popcorn and let me sit right here and watch this action, because there was a lot of men's and they were sweating, it was hot, and it was I was entertained. That was some free entertainment. That was just the other day. I think it's crazy to me that I've heard several times, and I don't know if it's my look. I don't know what it is. Like, it's crazy because I don't even, like, I'm not even big, like, on money. I don't even want to, like, deal with a guy's money and his, you know, like, I don't care about fancy cars and houses and stuff like that, because it's all about how you treat me. If you treat me good, you know, like, if you treat me good, if I'm treated right, you know, if you're loyal, consistent, show up every day, those simple things, you know, the I love yous, the good mornings, all those things. And in a relationship where you're committed, of course, having good love, you know, making good loving is a big deal. Okay. Again, you know, everybody's different there, and that's where you gotta, like, whatever. But when you have when you have chemistry with somebody, like when you have real chemistry with somebody, the loving is gonna automatically happen. Like, the loving is gonna automatically be there. You're not gonna be able to deny no loving. It's not like when you have chemistry, you're not gonna be like, all of a sudden, no chemistry in the bed. That's weird. That doesn't happen. When you have chemistry with someone, you just do. You have chemistry with them, right? Like, come on, give me a break. Like, you just, and you're entertained by, like, that person's, I know for me, I'll be entertained by that person's lips. I'm like, you have nice lips. I like your lips. They're better than mine. Okay. You know, I don't know. Like, I am very entertained by very simple things. Like, I like walks. I like taking walks. And I like talking. I like being read to, especially like at night or something like that, or even being sang to, stuff like that. Like, the most silliest things, the most, like, free things, you know, because it's genuine, true love and real chemistry. And someone has good intentions towards you, and they're just real towards you. You know, it's nice if two people can actually build together. It is very nice if two people actually have the same vision. It's nice if you can actually get with somebody that you guys both like agree on, like if you want to own a business together or something like that. Like that's nice if you can have that. Like that is so nice if you can actually have that. But I feel like all those things are extra to chemistry. Real chemistry. And I know for one thing, that's always something in my prayer that, you know, I only want to be paired with, like, God only send me somebody who loves you, first of all, but we have to have chemistry. And the chemistry is either there or it's not. And attraction is either there or it's not. And I don't know. It's like my late husband, I mean, none of my relationships, none of the men have been anything I would consider to be like, you know, hard to understand, or I don't know. I was, you know, I remember I went on my first date, actually with my second husband. We went to a restaurant and everything, and two things that got me, that I remember from our first date, that got me, okay, was him maintaining his protectiveness over me, and his, I don't want to say control, but like where I was walking, making sure I didn't trip or whatever, because I was talking, not paying, and that's usually me. I'm usually talking, not paying attention. And when a guy couldn't, you know, like make sure I stay in the right side, like I'm not getting run over or whatever, but he had put his hand on my lower back and right here. I remember it distinctly because at that particular time in my life, and I'm not in this place now, but at that particular time in my life, I felt a perpetual state of rug being pulled out from underneath me and falling from losing my late husband. It had already been a few years, you know, but that feeling was still there. So I had that feeling emotionally, like, going on. It wasn't like something I could describe at the time, but that's basically what it felt like. It felt like that, like that feeling, right? So when he did that, and he moved me, he you know, I don't remember, we were stopping somewhere, walking somewhere, but he did that. I just remember that because I remember feeling very like safe, or willfully confined, or, you know, like not falling, you know, like that. Okay, I don't know how to explain that. It's a woman thing, it's a protective thing, I don't know, but anyway, he definitely always got high grade honors for that, because he comes by that naturally. He's a protector, for sure. He should have been a cop, but anyway, he is that type. But I appreciated that. Like, I remember that. And the second thing that I remember was him. We went to go walk on the beach, because the restaurant was right there on the beach. We were in Florida, and he wiped my feet of sand. He took my feet and wiped the sand off before I got in the car. And I remember that because well, for two reasons. I thought it was very sweet, but also it reminded me of Jesus Christ, you know. But anyway, he thought to do that, like, instead of just being like, kick your feet off or whatever, just it was very sweet. It was actually very nurturing, but it was actually also very like thoughtful and caring. It was caring. So neither one of those two things costed any money. Neither one of those two things, I think, was anything difficult. I don't think either one of those two things that actually impressed me that night would have anything to do with a bank account, a car, a fancy restaurant, or anything, okay? It just requires a caring nature, or a thoughtfulness, you know, whatever, okay? Now, as far as like being entertained and stuff like that, like, I mean, sometimes I just go in a gym and sit in the gym and just get entertained. I'm entertained easily. That's always been, since I was a kid, since I was a child, that has always been one of my, I don't say weaknesses, it's just one of my things. I've just always been like that. Like, oh, you work out? Yay. I like that. You don't have to be cut, because I don't care about a cut up body or whatever, but I, you know, arms or whatever, but like just seeing a guy do manly stuff, lift things, fix things, have a tool belt, read blueprints. That was something else that I was impressed with. My second husband, I remember that. Like, that, I am entertained by the simplest things. And anybody who really knows me, anybody who knows me, they know that about me, and they actually like can't believe that. They always like make fun of me. All my girlfriends have always made fun of me. They're like, you know, you like simple things, or you know, whatever. I don't want to say simps or something. They say, I don't know, like guys that are just simple. I do. Yes, I absolutely do. That's just who I am. That's just who I am. I don't care what anybody says. I own it. I am not a sprinkle girl. I've never been a sprinkle girl. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. You cannot impress me with your money. You can only impress me with your heart if it's real. And you know, like only God can see like your real heart or whatever, but like, I don't know, like that stuff eventually comes out, like who you really are, or, you know, like your real intentions, how true you are, how dedicated you are, how loving you are, how caring you are, all the other money stuff and everything that comes with when you have good love and you have real support in your life and you have a real genuine chemistry, you were the soulmate, something like, you know, like you will naturally, the two of you will naturally be abundant and grow. Your money will grow. And whether you have money before or after, you naturally, the two of you will grow. It will happen when you are with the right person and it is good chemistry. Like when it's just real. I can't even count, like, I don't know, like my happiest memories of different times and things or whatever are always very, 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 very simple places and events or places, times, whatever, and doing simple things, you know, always. And if you can go hours and hours with somebody and be entertained with that person, and I don't even mean like sexually, okay, I mean just genuinely entertained, where you can go back and forth and basically look at each other's eyes and just be like, wow, I like that person, like I like you, you know, like I can look at you, I could like not stop kissing you or whatever, like that kind of stuff. Just like whatever, just, you know, tell jokes, dumb jokes or whatever you do or whatever, right? Talk or whatever. Like, I don't know, like that's how you know that somebody's like that you're good with that person and that person is entertained. If you can go for hours and hours and you are, you know, still missing that person the next day, or you're still thinking about that person the next day, or when you wake up, you're like, yay, I get to look at you again. I'm happy to see your face. Okay? To me, like, that is it. Like, that's it. That means you have good chemistry with that person. Like, that just means that you have good chemistry and y'all entertain each other. That's what that means. Like, that's what that means. Like, I don't know why I keep hearing this, like, from distinguished men, what I would consider to be very distinguished, very, you know, well-rounded, established, or respectful, decent men, decent guys, or whatever, and they're like, I don't know if I can keep you, I don't know if I could entertain you. And I'm like, dang, I am so on purpose with not wearing like all kinds of like name brand stuff or whatever, or trying to be fancy. Like I try to be so simple. Like I like to coupon. Okay, like I don't have to coupon, but I like to. Okay, it's fun. Okay, clearly I like simple things. Like I'm not on here, you know, trying to be fancy, trying to show off fancy ring, fancy jewelry, or being fancy. I don't know. So I don't know what type of energy I'm giving out, or why I keep hearing that, and why I've heard it several times, but that is so farther from the truth. If I'm entertained, you will know. If I'm not, you will know, because I don't want to be around you. I won't want to talk to you. I won't want to call you. I will be like, I gotta go. Like, you will literally see me squirm in my seat or whatever, or come up with a reason to hurry up and get out of your energy, or I won't answer your phone calls. I'll block you. I mean, like, to me, I'm so obvious. And I'm so not sprinkle. I don't want your sprinkle. I don't want your sprinkle because I don't want to be controlled by no man. I'm not trying to be controlled. I mean, I don't want any man thinking that because he has money or more than me financially or whatever, or that anything he has in his wallet or in his, you know, whatever material means or whatever, that is going to be what will keep me. No. The only thing that will keep this chick right here is good treatment. Good treatment. Like, no, not princess treatment, okay, but queen treatment, like loving, like being respectful and commitment, not being a liar, not being a Jekyll and Hyde. Don't be a narcissist, okay? Don't cheat, okay? Don't be a cheater, right? I'm not saying I've experienced some of those things, but I haven't experienced all of those things. But I'm just saying, like, commitment, okay? Like, just being a straight up person, just being straight up, not having a third party, not lying about a third party, not being secretly married, not having a secret baby. Okay, all those types of things, right? But good treatment, like real good treatment, and like being kind, like just being kind, and you know, being loving, like just being sincere. Listening. I like to talk. Clearly, I like to talk. Clearly, I'm a talker. Clearly, I am a talker. And any man who's ever had a real relationship with me, literally, his best quality was that he was a good listener, or at least was a good listener. Like, you know, if that went away after we got married and all of a sudden he was not a good listener and you're cutting me off or whatever, and all of a sudden you want to argue about where to put cup holders in the car, I'm not making this up, or if all of a sudden you want to argue about where to put Tupperware in the kitchen, or all of a sudden you just want to argue about whatever, okay, just argue to argue, or just argue just to talk, like just to create stuff, or to try to create a trauma bond, because that always worked with your other chicks, or some kind of weirdness like that, emotion, like weird stuff, like that's not gonna, no, that doesn't fly with me. That's not gonna work. I don't consider none of that good treatment. That's toxic. I don't do toxic. I don't do third parties. I'm not gonna do no drama. Basically, any of that kind of stuff, I disappear. I just disappear. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with weird behavior. I don't call you, talk to you for weeks at a time, or days or whatever, and then all of a sudden I pop up, I want to be in your life kind of stuff, or whatever. Or I'm not sure if I want to be with her, or I want to be with you, or I'm not sure if I want to be married, or I don't know what we're doing, or, you know, I don't know if I want to worship the true God. I don't know who the true God is, or maybe I know who the true God is, but I don't want to talk about that, or whatever. Like, all that is toxic, weird kind of stuff. Like, no, that, you know, that's bad treatment. That's like trying to give somebody like the yo-yo, the run around, the weird. I don't like all that. I don't deal with that. I kind of like just, I don't know, when you present, if a person presents that, and I say this because usually these are guys that are younger than me that I've noticed, like some of these younger guys have been like real weird like that. They'll have some weird stuff, and I'm like, player, okay, that's a player. I don't know, like that's just one thing. Like, and people want to think I'm a player, and guess what? Yeah, like the other day, I was like, I told that person, I said, okay, I'm not a player. Look, I literally, like, I had no idea we were going to, you know, have this conversation, but I was like, here's my phone. Look, where's all these men's, whatever. Because I don't tolerate a lot of stuff. If I don't tolerate some stuff, you're out. I just delete the I'm like, you're out. I'm done. I don't deal with it. So that's the reason why I don't really have a whole lot of, like, so yes, I have men who are interested in me. I have a lot of men who are interested in me, and I have met some decent men, and I have some good guys right now who are, you know, ready to go, so to speak. But the thing about it is that some of those individuals or whatever don't fit my the goals that I have for myself, you know, like they don't fit, like what they want is not actually what I want, and there's not a real physical attraction there. We might even have a good friendship, but there's not a physical attraction. And I'm not doing that. I'm not at a place in my life where I'm accepting a relationship where there is no physical attraction. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to waste out the rest of my years. My kids are grown, and I'm like, hallelujah. You know, I made it to the finish line when it came to that. And, you know, my youngest is 18, so... And I went through a lot of hardship in my life. I went through a lot of sadness. I've been through a lot of sadness. There's a few simple pleasures in life, and one of them is genuine, real chemistry and physical attraction. Like physical attraction. Every day, every morning, every night. Okay, so like I'm not giving that up. No, I'm not. I don't care if that man is poor, broke as a joke, but if he treats me right and there's a real physical attraction and he treats me like a queen and puts me on a pedestal, that is the man for me. I do not care about the money part, because the money part will come. The money part will come. I've already did that. I've already built from the bottom up. I've already done that. I did that with my late husband. Like, we built barbershop and stuff. We built up whatever. Money comes and goes. Money comes and goes. But the enjoyments of life, some of those pure enjoyments that have to do with just actually enjoying each other.